Baliva.
Thank you, Dustin, and thanks for coming out to Dozer Park. And tonight we've got a big Saturday. We've got fireworks ready to go as the Chiefs take on South Bend. We've also got two championship teams with us here this evening. I'm joined in my first interview with Washington wrestling coach Bryan Medlin, back-to-back two-way state champions, and I know that never gets old to hear, does it?
No, we're just excited to be here and enjoy this beautiful evening.
Yeah, Faye, you guys brought some great weather. We definitely appreciate that. Coming over from Washington with you guys this year, your second year winning the duels and state champions. What was it like having a target on your back all year long and being able to repeat? They always say repeating is the hardest thing. Do you find that to be the case?
Yeah, we tried to look at the pressure that we have as a privilege. You know, it's something that was earned for these guys. For the most part, we didn't try to win state this year. We just tried to do our best, and it came out in the end that we had kind of favorable results. But in the same sense, I thought our guys did a great job of just staying focused all year and just doing their best every time they stepped on the mat.
Some great individuals as well. You look at up and down your roster, up and down your list, and you've got state champions and guys that made all sorts of sacrifices for themselves and then ended up getting some individual titles and some team titles too, and that's got to be double refreshing as a head coach.
Yeah, it's pretty special to watch these guys go through the individual part of the season and see what they can do for themselves, but then every single year our guys step up and wrestle harder when it's for their teammate or for their brother. So it's pretty awesome to watch these guys click together and finish the season the right way.
We'll share this one. The Peoria area has been blessed over the last few years with some great teams in multiple sports and some great individual athletes. But you might have the best individual athlete in this area in the last few years, a young man that's heading to Iowa, a three-time state champ. Tell us a little bit about Mr. Warner and what he means to your program.
More than anything, he represents what we're about, which is just doing every little thing you can to be as good as you can. He loves the sport. He's a great kid. He's a great student. All in all, he's just an overall good person. So it's a person that you could say, hey, if you do the things that he did, that you could get the results that he got. So it's a good role model for our younger kids for the most part. We're glad to have obviously had him in our program, but for the most part, his legacy will be what he left behind, which is if you do the things I do, you're going to get the things I get, and hopefully he gets some guys following in his footsteps.
You get that at any level with you guys. I know the goal is to make sure they move on, get their education, become better people. You've got not just him, but a bunch of guys from past couple years and on this roster that are going to do just that at various schools, Division I through Division III, and that's got to be another nice mark for you and the whole Washington athletic program, because I know it's not just the wrestling team there at Washington that has that kind of success.
Yeah, we really try to do our best at trying to make these kids good people. Sports is a great avenue to tell kids, do the right thing and make sure that they're going to bed on time and they're not going out doing things that other kids are doing. Just teaching them discipline and hard work and work ethic. And, the overall goal of any sport, in baseball, football, basketball, wrestling, whatever, is just to make a good person out of the kid. And that's why it's been around for so many years. And, hopefully we're doing that and these guys go on and get educations and come back and give back to the sport and give back to the community.
So back-to-back state champions for you guys now, individuals with a lot of success. What does the summer have in tow? And I know some of these guys are going to be ready for football season come the fall, but you guys get ready for next winter.
Yeah, we have the heart of our off season is coming up. We try to get as many guys as we can on the world teams, which means they go wrestle overseas. And we set our goal to be a world champion. If you set your goal as to be a world champion, state championships seem to be a little bit more attainable. So, we've got some guys with some pretty high aspirations this summer, and, they're giving their best, and hopefully we do everyone proud.
Got a first pitch coming up. I hear your 220-pounder Jace is going to throw as well. I was over in your guys' team huddle for about 30 seconds, and there was already a fair amount of trash talk going on. So what do you say? You hadn't thrown a ball in a while, and he's saying he's going to throw like 104. So what do we got going on and ready to come up on this first pitch?
I think he's trying to get in my head. I'm pretty much a steel trap, so I'm just going to let my pitching show it.
Well, good luck out there. Congratulations on the state championship. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Coach Bryan Medlin, two-time back-to-back state champions with the Washington Wrestling Program, and now we'll welcome in our second state champion of the night, Coach linboom of Dee-Mack. And we like your name. It's Chiefs night here at the ballpark because we got the Chiefs from Dee-Mack. We got the Chiefs from Peoria. How you doing?
Great. And as you mentioned, oftentimes I'll see a headline in the PJ Star on the local news, the Chiefs, and et cetera, and so forth. And then I always have to do a double take. Is it us or the other Chiefs? So, yeah, we're excited to be here. This is going to be a fun night.
Make sure that it's baseball or is it football or any athletic endeavor with you guys. But you guys had a fantastic year. Your conference has been so tough the last few years with state champions all over. What was it like running through that gauntlet and then getting ready to the playoffs, which meant you guys were going to get a good team every week, whether it was in conference or in the postseason?
Yeah, so we knew going into the season with a veteran squad and an outstanding senior class that we'd have a great team. And we thought that, we'd have a shot at a state championship, but as you mentioned, we come from a great conference, and we didn't win our conference. Tri-Valley did, so we actually ended our regular season on a loss, went into the playoffs at 8-1, and so we kind of had to rebound from that and just take it one game at a time, and the 5 weeks of the postseason flew by, and at the end of the day, we were number one, so.
Did the one game fly by that was you give up 71 but you still win by 20? So what was that like from a coach's standpoint? I'm sure the kids enjoyed it, especially the offensive players, but from a coach's standpoint, what's it like when you get a game like that with 160 points?
Well, it's unbelievable, and when you're in the moment, it seems surreal. I just remember going into the locker room at halftime thinking, well, that was a pretty good game, because it felt the half was a game in and of itself, and then to come out there for another half of football, that was a long afternoon. And then, of course, at the time you don't realize the significance, and only later do you realize how unique a game that was as far as all the records that were set. And we became the first team to ever give up 70 and go on to win a state championship, which is a really rare set of circumstances.
It was funny because 2 nights ago we had Coach Thornton here with Central, and that was the same weekend where they scored 96. And he said, yeah, you don't really notice that at the time. You're just like, all right, let's get the ball and go score again. Were you in kind of the same mindset? Because it was a weekend where I'm sure the reporters all here are like, wait, was that a basketball game or a football game?
Yeah, surely when you see the score on the internet, that's wrong. There's got to be a mistake. But no, actually, I talked to Coach Thornton, and we kind of joked a little bit about that because when they scored 96, I mean, that was a record that had stood for a long time, and it almost didn't last the weekend. So, yeah, that was a really bizarre set of events.
Over at Champaign, then for the state championship on the day after Thanksgiving, a 35-7 win. Jared Reese with 3 touchdowns. You guys had a couple passing touchdowns and just a great defensive play. And what was that like for you guys, and then getting to go home and celebrate it with your fans, most of whom made the trip over to Champaign on that Friday?
Oh, it was really, really an awesome event. And with our program, we had so many great teams over the years and so many teams that came close and were knocking on the door of that state championship. So to finally bring one home, again, it kind of seemed like a surreal moment. They had the fireworks for us, taking the bus into town, and the welcoming for us in the gym was just a really neat event. And you kind of have to say to yourself, is this really happening? Did we finally actually do this? And yeah, we did. So, yeah, it was a really fun weekend for sure.
A lot of guys on your team, multi-sport stars, and some going on to play at the next level in different sports. What's the summer look like for these guys? Obviously, you lose some seniors who are getting ready to graduate and get ready for that, but what's the summer look like for your program and getting ready for the 1st of August?
Well, just a couple of weeks here, we'll start the official summer weight room program going, and nowadays kids lift year-round, so there's not really much of a difference between your in-school, in-season lifting and your summer lifting. So we'll start that, and of course, as you mentioned, we have a lot of multi-sport guys, which is a great thing. We really stress that. So we'll have guys go into basketball camps and basketball leagues, and we'll get into July into our specific football camps. So yeah, it's going to be a busy summer for us, but now we're the hunted. We've got that big target on our back. We're the defending champs, and I'm sure right off the bat in week 1, Tremont would love nothing more than to knock off the defending champs. So, yeah, no rest for the wicked. We got to get to work here pretty soon.
I see first pitch. We're going to get Derek Baker, the quarterback, and one of your assistant coaches out there. We got a scouting report on these two. What are we going to see?
Yeah, well, Derek's a 3-year starter for us at quarterback. He's one of the best that's ever come through, and great leadership, fantastic talent. He's also a very good baseball player, and Coach Picotti will be out there with him. He graduated from Dee-Mack. He's a Dee-Mack guy through and through. So those are 2 pretty good representatives of our program.
So who's going to throw better? I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's going to have a better first pitch?
Oh, definitely Baker.
All right, well, there we go. That's what we got. Coach linboom, congratulations, state champions. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we're going to have both teams over behind the plate in just a moment. We got post-game fireworks, and don't forget, go up there and buy your tennis balls throughout the night for our pitch in for charity as we raise money for the Salvation Army. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us here at Dozer Park.